friends, my name is Shaz and this is Shazness Wellness. Welcome to my page. If you're new, I'm all about inspiring individual wellness, promoting to do you boo. There's a lot of information in the health industry out there, but it all comes down to what you think is best for you and what is best for you. It's a lot of trial and error to figure out your own health journey, but I've been suffering with candida yeast overgrowth, leaky gut syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, and PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And all I want to do is kind of share what's been working for me, and hopefully that it can help your health journey or inspire you to find what works for you. So I actually went to a bridal show on the weekend and ran into someone who watches my videos. Her name was Nicole, and if you're watching, hey! And she asked me to do a video on PCOS. So PCOS, like I mentioned, is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So pretty much you suffer with things like acne and weight gain or weight loss, hair loss, really bad PMS symptoms, sometimes absence of period. So today I just want to share with you some of the tips that have worked for me and how I've been treating PCOS naturally. So just like very quickly so you can understand my PCOS, I didn't get my period until I was about 17 years old. There was one day in grade 9 that I had a little spotting on my underwear, and my mom bought a cake and made this huge deal that I became a woman and I got my period, but it was literally that one day and it never came back again until I was 17, and I actually got it at a gymnastics competition. Super embarrassing. I didn't have any acne until I kind of hit 17, 18. And the reason for that is because my doctor noticed that I wasn't getting a consistent menstrual cycle. He was a bit concerned and he had put me on the birth control pill. The pill really messed me up. So I went on the pill, and that's when I first got acne. It kind of just rushed a bunch of estrogen in my body that I wasn't used to. I got serious acne. Yes, I did have a consistent menstrual cycle, which was what the goal was, but I had serious pains and PMS and all this stuff that I wasn't used to at all. So coming to today, I've definitely been able to put a lot of symptoms on hold with treating my PCOS naturally. I'm completely off the birth control pill. I've been off it for 2 years and I still have a consistent menstrual cycle. Some things that I did battle with were still acne, but I think they were gut related, and that's why I talk a lot about candida. So you can go check out my candida videos if you have any concerns about that. Weight gain is still an issue for me, but I also have a thyroid dysfunction. So when I get my blood test back, it usually shows that I have low T3, low T4, and low TSH. So that's definitely a contributing factor. And I've recently been having problems with hair loss. So everyone has a different scale of how much hair loss is too much hair loss. But for me, I wasn't used to this, and I was in the shower having chunks of hair fall out, handfuls. I'll link a few pictures here that I took when I was showering. I just feel like my body is changing. I am 25, in case you want to know my age. So it's been a serious journey since 18, trying to figure out how to treat PCOS naturally. So I'm gonna share with you what has worked for me. My tip number 1 is honestly stress management. Stress management is so key. With PCOS, you have elevated levels of cortisol, which is your stress hormone. Even if you feel like you're not having a stress day, your cortisol is naturally just more elevated. So you need to constantly practice stress management. Journaling, I find a gratitude journal really helps me. As you saw in my morning routine, I practice a lot of yoga, and that was a huge thing. I used to be a gymnast, so yoga for me was so boring. I thought it was always so slow paced, and I wanted to sweat, and I wanted something more hard and intense. And then one day I just kind of opened my soul to yoga and fully just tried it without any judgments, and it has completely changed my life. And I never thought I could say I'd be a yogi, but I totally am. Side note though, if you like my yoga clothes, I actually partnered with Yoga Club Box. They're a monthly yoga clothing subscription, and I love them because every box that you buy, they donate a class to kids in need. So they teach meditation and yoga in high violence school areas, and that just warmed my heart. And you honestly save so much money on really high quality yoga clothing. And like there's different levels of boxes you can buy, but if you are interested, I'll leave the discount code below. You get 20% off your first box. But yeah, yoga. Yoga has been a huge savior. Meditation, visualization, find what works for you, find who you like to listen to, and make it happen. My tip number 2 to treat PCOS naturally has been nutrition. And if there's anyone that has contributed to decreasing my symptoms the most, it has been nutrition. I love food. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I love food so much, but I loved carbs and I love sugar the most. And unfortunately, those are the things that I had to give up. With PCOS, you have insulin problems. Your body is almost like a diabetic in terms of your insulin. So anytime you have carbohydrates like rice, like white rice, bread, muffins, cookies, a lot of fruit in one sitting, you know, as much as they're natural, they're still gonna spike your hormone insulin and affect your body. The type of diet that I follow now is the Shaz diet because there's only one of me. But if I were to kind of give you some info, a lot of whole foods, a lot of foods that are not man-made, that are grown on earth, that don't come with a label. So I eat probably 75% vegetables. That's probably the biggest portion of my diet. I'll eat vegetables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just love them. The second biggest portion is probably good proteins, healthy proteins. Switching to organic meats were a big one for me. And then another good chunk, like probably 10%, 15% or more, is good fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, but I avoid peanuts, and this is a side note, but it's moldy, so I avoid peanuts. So a lot of like walnuts, hazelnuts, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, those are kind of my go-tos, and a little bit of fruits here and there, or starchy vegetables, so like maybe some pumpkin or squash or sweet potatoes, and some berries, and fruits once in a while. And if I do, I try to make sure it's in a small amount because I don't want to spike my insulin. So things I absolutely avoid, so all gluten products, all dairy products, all sugar products, including like maple syrup and honey, agave, all that kind of stuff, like dates. They're very high in sugar. Now this, you don't have to do this. I'm just letting you know this is what works for me. If I have a little bit of sugar or a little bit of maple syrup, I'll just get really bad breakouts, but part of that could still be because of candida. So if you only have PCOS, you know, maybe just reducing all refined sugars might be helpful for you. And caffeine. Caffeine was a big one, guys, because again, it goes back to cortisol and your stress hormones. Now, when you drink caffeine, like coffee and teas, they do affect your cortisol. They do stress out your adrenal glands, which are already exhausted from trying to make sure that you're in a state of homeostasis and balancing out your hormones. When you have PCOS, it's all about the hormones. So if you think that you can maybe be strong enough to eliminate all your sugars, but you can't get rid of your morning coffee, but you have your morning coffee black, then okay, like remember, there's only one of you. No one can tell you what is best for you. These are just like the research out there, and this is what's been working for me. I gave up coffee. I love coffee. I love coffee, the smell, the taste, I want it on my body as a scrub. Like, I love coffee, but I had to part ways with it. And if I want like a hot beverage in the morning, I usually drink like something like a gut healing bone broth. I know that sounds gross, but that's just where I've gotten to in my health journey. But if I do crave something like a coffee, I'll have cocoa, like a hot chocolate. My tip number 3 for help treating your PCOS naturally is supplementation. Now, I am not telling you to go buy these. You definitely need to do your research, and there are tons and tons that you will find that can probably help your PCOS. I'm just sharing what works for me. So the first one is Estro Smart. Okay, it's by Lorna. I never know how to say her last name. Sorry, Lorna, you have some great products, but girl, your last name is real. But this is what it looks like. Estro Smart. yes. So, fun fact, I did a Candida cleanse from March till May of 2017, and I lost 20 pounds. That was really impressive because I have a really hard time losing weight, but I did lose my period. And this was probably because I lost a lot of weight in a small amount of time and my body was not used to that. So I actually was looking for something to bring my period back. It was the first time that I didn't have a menstrual cycle. And my friend Ken that I work with, that I'm trying to work with for my fat loss challenge, again, I have lots of videos on that too, recommended this product, and I literally got my period back within a week. Like, it was crazy. The second supplement that really helped my PCOS symptoms is zinc. Now, I know a lot of people are contradictive with zinc. They don't know. Some people have told me that it increases your testosterone, but I'm not gonna lie, zinc really, really helps for me. It greatly improves my acne. Like, I really noticed that. And it's supposed to help with hair loss. That is something I don't know because I'm still suffering hair loss. Could have been because of a high stress period, but zinc has really helped my acne. And I really notice it when I take it out because I try to take supplements out for a few weeks to see if anything's going on, if there are any changes. And zinc is always one I notice. So I like to keep zinc in always. I take one pill, 30 mg a day. And again, I don't think I could go without it. The last supplement that I've been using for my PCOS is chromium. So chromium is really good because it helps to metabolize carbs and fats, and it kind of acts like insulin in the body. So this pretty much just helps bring down the blood sugar levels a lot faster and kind of gives your insulin some extra support and love. So this in turn will help your acne, will help your fat loss journey, and will help regulate your hormone insulin. Okay, and my last side note for how to treat PCOS naturally, and it's a super side note, but if you have PCOS, I strongly recommend you switch to a natural deodorant. Deodorants typically have aluminum in them, and aluminum really affects estrogen, like a lot. And especially if you're putting it in your armpit and you're shaving your armpits, your pores are very open and your blood is just gonna absorb that really quick, and it's really close to your adrenal glands, like your very important organs. So you wanna make sure that you're putting safe substances on your armpits. Remember, your skin is your biggest organ. It absorbs everything. So I've been on the search for a natural deodorant forever, and they always made me smell, like every single one. But I just was like, screw this, I'm making my own, and guys, it works, and I'm so happy. This was an empty night cream, so what's in this is my deodorant. It's not the night cream, so just remember that. And I made this deodorant myself. Like, check me out, guys. It's legit. And there's only 4 ingredients in here. So if you want me to make a video on how I made this and how I've been noticing differences with natural deodorant, let me know. I'll be happy to share my recipe and get you on the natural deodorant path. So I hope I covered everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I could probably talk about these topics a lot more in detail, but I try to make these videos as short as I can for you guys. Again, I greatly appreciate your support, and if you do ever see me, please say hi. Never be shy. Let me know what videos you want me to make because I'm here for you. I know the struggle, and we are one Lion King. So sending good vibes and good times. XOXO Shazness Wellness. Bye, friends. You the best. You the real MVP.